All right, so now we're talking about the mission aspect of FlightDesk. In manned aviation or unmanned aviation that I've been involved with since 2011, you have pre-flight administrative procedures, checks and balances that you have to go through before you go fly. In the military, we were really good about having procedures. In the civilian world, this is not something that I have seen anybody organically excel at. Whenever you go to step, you stop by the flight desk, right? Hence the name flight desk. And you submit your operational risk mitigation for that flight or that mission. And during that process, you analyze everything that you may or may not potentially see or have to deal with during that mission. This software allows you to do that, and you go through a mission, which we'll do here in just a second, and you assign risk to each one of these aspects of this mission. And depending on the overall risk level for that mission will depend on who has visibility for approval or denial of that mission. Typically in the civilian world, this looks like a post-it note on somebody's desk. Hey, Timmy's flying in Allentown, right? Or Barry is flying in Blackwater River State Forest. Or Kevin is flying in Cantonment, right? That's not really how that should work, honestly. Nobody is saying, yes, we approve you to go do this. Or, yes, we accept the risk for you to go do this. This doesn't need to be a post-it note or an email. It can all happen right here within this system. And based on the risk level of the inputs that you give the system will depend on who can approve or deny your missions. So let's create a mission real quick. We're going to go to new mission. Let's see. Keeping with the theme of emergency management operations, closed structure. I can't spell to this morning. Search and rescue. And we're going to make this a training. All right. Mission type, search and rescue, or training. Either would work depending on your standard operating procedures within your organization. Let's make Kevin do some work. And let's see, which aircraft would best fit closed structure search and rescue? Probably not the Matrice 300 because that's a little bit bigger. The Altel Evo 2 would work just fine, especially if it has the thermal capability. Location. So again, depending on your organization's SOPs, how do you define what that location is, right? It could be MGRS, it could be lat long, it could be a physical address, it could be however you describe it within your standard operating procedures. Let's just say crossroad of Allentown Drive and Pine Level Church Road. And that gives you a good sense of where this is going to be happening. What date? Are you doing it today? Are you doing it next week? And any notes? Let's just say training for new pilots. And create mission. So there you go. Your mission has been created, and now you can step through each one of these categories, right? And assign a risk level to that category. Is it a populated area? No, it's in the middle of nowhere. Are you going to be flying beyond visual line of sight? It's going to be closed structure, so we may not be able to see the aircraft at all times, but we have waivers in place, legalities, all that kind of stuff. So we'll go with medium. Let's just start at the top. How about that? I wasn't going to go through all this, but weather conditions, it's a beautiful day outside. It's Florida, but it may rain this afternoon. So let's bump that to a 3. Airspace out there is wide open. Crew rest. Fully rested. Normal duty day. No concerns. Now, if you were in a emergency type environment, that may need to get bumped up to a 3 or a 5, right? If you're running 24/7 operations, everybody may be fatigued. So pilot experience, is it a demonstration flight, or is the student actually taking controls that can determine what risk level you assign this? Equipment is fine. Our stuff is perfect because we track all of it in our FlightDesk software. And operational complexity, let's give it a 3 because it is closed structure. That's part of your advanced operations training maybe. So we're going to look at that. Medium risk. So if you look at the bottom there, lead operator or program manager will be required to sign off on this. So you submit your ORM for approval. And boom, there it goes. That's going to your program manager to look at and go, hey, where are we sitting? Since I'm signed in as a program manager, I can review all of it. I can review this mission and I can go, okay, well, actually this is a previous mission. No, same one. Yep. Review and approve. You guys are good to go. Go fly. My name is Bobby Thomas, and I approved this message because I'm the program manager. And then describe, be safe. Right? Beep boop. Done. And now you have an actual archived log of the operations that you're performing and what you're doing to maintain that safe, right? Safe, effective, and efficient, that safe priority of your organization's small UAS program. Yeah. That's it. Let's wrap everything up.